It's the final weekend of wall building, at least we hope so. We're putting up the last wall, which is that sloping wall on this side, on the west side. The other three are up. We moved some of the rafters over to make room for the new wall. Sadly, I miscalculated how many extra 2x4 8-footers that I was going to use around for different things like headers, so I had to pick up a couple more that were there. And actually threw them in the pontoon to bring it over. So let's check that out. Well, here we are. Still hauling lumber over and materials. Just a couple of blocks that we got from our house that we're going to be using for a fire pit, and then some 2x4s that we need to finish out the walls. So over we go. And now that we've got them up here, we can finish building this wall. So fortunately it didn't impact us last weekend or the weekend before that. So I'm going to put this in. Got a slider. So the entrance is the slider right here. Got a bathroom back here, so we're going to have a spot for a window there, slider, and then a window up front, just like the front one's there, although this will be up 24 inches. So, all right, time to build it. I'm going to build it, and I'm going to use a string line to mark out the measurements. A lot easier using the storyboard method than actually measuring, calculating, cutting before actually making it work. So here we go. With the studs laid out, it's now time to start cutting. I'm going to start with the headers and then cut the studs themselves and then put the top plate on, attach it, sheath it, zip tape it, and off we go. Cut the header. Header number 2. Time to cut the jack studs. 2 on each side, 4 of them. Let's keep them the same length by cutting them all at once. Time to build that sliding door header. I'm going to build it in place. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom of the header box and attach that to the jack studs and then work my way up. I've got some old 7/16 plywood sheathing from the shed project, and that's just going to be a wedge here to make it 3.5. So I'll attach this down first and then up to this, and then put the top of the header box on. With all the studs cut to size, it's time to cut the cripples. Now, all the studs, cripples are cut. It's time to nail in the bottom plate, and then put the top plate in place, nail in the top plate. It's always fun to see how the plan turns into the reality. So it's very cool to see.
This is always good when you have, this is the fun part, when you see the whole thing get changed. Oh yeah. Thank you. It's a lot easier to raise a wall with friends. What good timing and what great friends we have. As you just saw, raised this 4th wall in less than 15 seconds thanks to the Gamble and Cross crew. It was excellent. I was ready to winch it up, and they just came and pushed it right up, so that was phenomenal. 15 seconds versus about 30 to 60 minutes. That's excellent too. So next step is to sheathe. You'll notice that this has no sheathing on it like the other walls did before they went up. And that's just because with the sliding door where it is, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to put some of the sheathing on first, because it would be difficult to tell exactly where it would go, and just easier to sheath it afterwards. So first piece is in the bottom front corner, and we'll work up from there. That was a little wild. I don't recommend that at home. But I got that piece up, next piece of sheeting, so one more up top, and then maybe one or two over here, and then we're all gonna head back to the back wall on the other side and start to put some rafters in. Now it's time to put the final pieces of sheeting on that were off earlier so that we could raise the wall. Well, now the wall's raised, so let's put those pieces in place. Since there's only one of me today, that means I need to put some bracing to make it so that it holds itself up. So here we go. Now I've got to cut 24 more, install them across, and they're the two ones that hang off the edge. I don't remember the name of those off the top of my head, but all right. So here we go, using the template to transfer the cut lines to the other rafters and cutting them up. Since we're starting a little bit early this morning, it's 6:50 right now, I'm gonna wait, mark a whole bunch, and then cut after 7 to adhere to the noise ordinance laws, but and also be a good neighbor. To make my life a little easier, I'm going to pre-install these lags that are in place of the hurricane ties. So do all that ahead of time. And now for the under angle of installing the rafters.